What up, flockers? Here we are with another bird review, and this time we are reviewing the Caique. So this is Sakura, my Caique, my little baby. She is an absolute cutie, and here's the thing, Caiques are really popular online. I mean, there's so many viral videos. I'm sure you've seen videos of the Caiques hopping around, doing the march. They go on their bellies, if she wants to. Normally birds don't do this, but Caiques are an exception, and I'll explain a little later. They are an absolute fun bird, and they are really weird, as you can see. What are you doing? They naturally go upside down, they like hanging around, playing, all these different things. They are just basically the clown bird. They are the clown parrot of the parrot world. They come from South America. There are two main types of Caiques. There's the black heads and the orange heads. This one is an orange head, and they come from the Amazon River, where the black heads are on one side of the river and the orange heads are on the other side of the river. Question is this the right parrot for you? So to break this down, we have to go through our 6 categories, which are handleability, quietness, talking ability, care, hardiness, and upfront costs. Okay, so first off is handleability. For handleability, I give Caiques a score of 3 out of 5. Now, at first glance, it looks like this is probably the most handleable bird you can possibly own. But there are some reasons as to why I give it a 3 instead of a 5. The big downfall is if you don't take care of this bird, it can turn into one of the nastiest birds. Hyper aggressive. And as such, this is not a good beginner bird in the slightest. It looks appealing. Oh, it's like a pocket puppy. How hard can it be? But it is really hard to keep them as a pocket puppy. Another negative in terms of handling a Caique is when it's on you, it will never get off. I mean, you guys see this right now. I'm just trying to talk and the bird just keeps wanting to play and play and play. So it's another reason it's super handleable, but it's a lot of handling you gotta do. So next up on the list is quietness. So for quietness, I give the Caique a score of 3 out of 5. And the reason being is, overall, it's actually a pretty quiet bird, but they do have their little loud moments. When they're really begging for attention, or even when they're playing, they make some pretty loud squawks. Overall though, it's not too loud compared to larger birds because of its smaller size, though it is pretty loud for its size. They're not going to be frequently loud. Most of the day, Sakura here is pretty quiet, and as such, depending on the individual personality, Caiques can actually work out to be great apartment birds, as long as your neighbors are okay with the occasional spurt of just constant noise for, 10-15 minutes. So next up on the list is talking ability. For talking ability, I give the Caique a score of 3 out of 5. The reason being is they are not known to be talkers, but they can talk. And if they do talk, they actually have some decent clarity to their voice. But if you are looking for a bird that talks, this is not the bird for you. So next up on the list is care. And for care, I give the Caique a score of 2 out of 5. Let me just tell you, this thing is literally the most high maintenance bird you can probably get. They have non-stop energy. Where it's manageable and why it's not a 1 is because of its smaller size. So it doesn't consume as many resources as other super hyper birds like cockatoos. This bird is going to demand a lot of care and a lot of attention. You need to play with this bird a minimum of 2 hours a day. If you have other birds, you should really strongly consider not getting a Caique. The moment a Caique turns jealous, they are known to make it G-rated, take out the competition permanently. They are very violent, very aggressive When they don't like something, they will end it. They also need a lot of attention, not just for jealousy, but also because they are pretty keen to develop mental issues. Because it is like having a 5-year-old with just bouncing all around the house. And you can't just stick a 5-year-old in a cage, you know, all day and expect it to be fine. Like if you're keeping your kid in your room, it's gonna need a lot of toys to keep it distracted. So next up on the list is hardiness. And for hardiness, I give the Caique a score of 3 out of 5. Overall, it's a pretty hardy bird in terms of things like weather, but of course, being a rainforest bird, you need to keep them indoors, I would say. It's not an outdoor bird. But the reason why I give it a 3 out of 5 is its small size. Being this smaller, medium-sized parrot, they are still prone to crushing. It is too small of a bird to handle an accident. So that's why I give this bird a 3 out of 5. So last is upfront costs. And I give Caiques a score of 3 out of 5 for upfront costs. They're up there in terms of the cost. So the Caiques themselves will run you about $1,500 to $2,000. This bird has a large bird personality and large bird energy. So the biggest cage you can get with the correct bar spacing and thickness, you definitely need to make sure you can get. Another thing about the costs, they are a little more expensive because they need a lot of toys. So you will be spending probably right off the bat around $100 in just toys alone. So overall, Caiques, I give an overall score of 2.8 out of 5. The amount of energy they need to expend every single day, the amount of time commitment they need, and if you don't take care of it, they will develop psychological issues. The risk that they get incredibly violent towards people they're jealous of, and incredibly violent towards birds they're jealous of. Overall, it is not a bird for most people. They are still a great blast of a bird. If you can handle a Caique, they make great companions, super energetic. You just have to make sure you can handle it. And if you can handle it, this may be the right bird for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more bird reviews, please smash the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the new videos I'm gonna do. Also guys, leave a comment down below if there's a bird you would like me to review. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.